Hello once again everyone and welcome back. First of all, I would like to apologize for taking so long for uploading another video. Beginning of the year hit me like a truck, basically. So I just had a lot of things going on in the real world, boring things that you do not want to know about. But here we are, and today we are going to be checking out episode 4 of the first season, the Ricky Gervais show, and it's called Dolphins. So finally made up some free time. Really excited to see what Carl Pilkington comes up today. And yeah, let's jump right into it. For the past few years.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless
That's the boys.
conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that all right? Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant. Hello. And the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington.
All right.
It's always funny for some reason.
I got a text from Carl yesterday, Steve.
A text from Carl, yeah.
Yeah. I'll just read it to you. Okay, see you to Moz for a face rub at 6:30 then. No bum tubes, though. So I was intrigued, and I called Carl and said, I think you've just sent me a text by mistake. What's the
Bum
explanation of
tubes.
that?
My mate, right, Russell, he said, you know,
They're one of the
there's
flies.
things that go on in life that you need to experience.
Yeah.
He said, just pop along. And I didn't say yes straight away.
What's a face rub? You mean a facial? Where you lay down...
You just clean your face with a flannel
yeah.
and that.
So
but
you're going to go lie down with another man and have your face
well,
fiddled
no,
with?
this is what I was saying to him.
So this is the same guy, Russell, from the House of the Flies, the House of the Thousand Flies, something like that, right?
There's a couple of questions. I didn't just say yes straight away. I questioned it. I said, well,
That's
I'm
an
not that happy
interesting
with
guy.
this. I said, look, there's nothing weird going on here, is there? I said, it's not a house, is it? It's a proper clinic and that. He said, yeah, it's proper. You wear a dressing gown and that. I said, well, I'm not that
So he's
happy with
already
that.
got you in the dressing gown?
Yeah, well, I haven't agreed to that. Today I've worn a little round polar neck sort of jumper so I don't have to take it off. It's not going to
Right.
get in the way of my face. I made sure I didn't wear a shirt with a collar. I'm not taking this off. They can put the dressing gown on top of this.
Right.
I don't know if it's a woman who rubs my head. Don't know if it's a bloke or whatever.
Well, the thing is, you get extra, don't you, for your face rub, because your face goes all the way back over the top of your head down to the back of your neck.
But all I was,
So you've got a big face, haven't you?
all I was saying to him is, I'll have the face rub, but I don't know if once you're in there,
Right.
they try and sell you the old
The
bum tube thing.
what's the bum tube?
The
Use
bomb
that
tube.
euphemism. What are you talking about?
The thing where they pop a tube in and put coffee in your belly
An
and
enema.
change you out and that. I said,
An
"I'm not-
enema.
Enema.
Would you have that?
I don't want it. I don't think
Why
you
not?
need to. Just because
I'm assuming he's going to some sort of spa type of thing. I don't know because I've never been to anything similar. But do they do enemas in spas? I never heard of that.
I think I've said to you before about, you know, you don't need to be that clean inside. You know what I mean? I don't mind washing my face. But at what occasion do you need where you're that cleaned out? You know what I
Inside.
mean? It's always a clear tube and that, and you see all the stuff whizzing past. I don't understand why it's clear. I don't know why you've got to see what's coming out of you.
Well, I imagine that the medics could want to see how gross it is because it might be important. I don't know.
Like it's, you know, like the generation game, making notes of what's whizzing past. Forget it.
Oh God.
I was watching some different TV. Saw an amazing
Oh, and that's it. Yeah, I remember. They're not gonna elaborate any longer into that topic.
documentary
enough.
called Tribes. This guy, and he goes and lives with different tribes around the world. These small little indigenous people. And
Right.
there was one. He went to Papua New Guinea in Indonesia.
Oh.
Carl. He lived with the Kombai tribe. All right. Now, this Papua New Guinea is an extraordinary place because it is one of the only places left on Earth that hasn't been fully explored. There are parts of it that it's just blank on the map because they've never explored there. They don't know what's there. They don't know what's going on. So, firstly, that must already freak you out. Imagine that. 21st century, they have no idea what's going on down there.
But do they need to know if there's nothing going on?
Well,
Do we need them?
they don't know what's going on. There could be stuff going on.
No, but there's no chance that they'll go, we haven't been over there, and someone goes and there's like an Arndale centre. Nothing's going to be there, is it? So there's no...
Right, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a second, because there is the Idiot Abroad show that they did. I haven't watched it, but I did watch clips of it. And he went to Peru, and there is tribes there, and as Stephen says, untouched by civilization, tribal people. Now, I am Chilean. I live in Chile, and never in my life I would have expected to see tribal people in Peru, which is like 1 or 2 countries up above and north. But yeah, apparently they still exist. Even in, I think, Brazil as well. Tribal people away from civilization. That's a little bit odd, because I honestly wouldn't have expected to see it that close to me. Geographically speaking, fairly close.
Well, I'll tell you what is there, okay? There's these various small tribes. Some of these tribes are still cannibals, eating people from other tribes.
Do they know they could move on? Have they got a telly? Or have they seen a telly and gone, I'm not up for that? Or are they saying...
It's not the Amish.
They haven't chosen
But what
this.
is the difference between the Amish and these people?
Well, the Amish are a group of people that choose to live in that way. These
Right.
people are just essentially untouched by civilization. I mean,
Right.
they do have interaction with civilization, and people do come there, but they
Explorers.
still live in this very, very almost prehistoric way.
They did buy a telly, but there was nothing on because there isn't any broadcasters.
They can plug it in.
Yeah.
They're having an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
But there was one guy, okay, now he said that his brother was dying. This was a couple of years ago, right? His brother was dying. He said to his dying brother, what happened? Why are you dying? This guy said, it was a bloke in another village. Okay, he goes over to the other village. He kills this other bloke, right? He eats him, or eats bits of him. The other village gets a bit annoyed. They go, what's going on? Why did you
A
kill
bit
this bloke?
annoyed.
He went, sorry about that, right? They said, well, you need to make it up to us. He gave him a pig. They said, a pig's not enough. They gave him 5 pigs, so 5 pigs apparently made up for the fact that they'd killed one of them.
5?
They said, well, hang on, what are you going to do with
But
this bloke's wife?
why were they bartering? Why didn't they just get the police in and say, what's going on?
My God.
What police?
Yeah. Why didn't they call in Kojak? Because he'd have sorted it out, wouldn't he?
Kojak.
What I mean
Lol.
is, right, they're miles away from anything, but it doesn't sound like the great place
Police.
to live, right? Could they not move? Could one of them go, do you know what, I'm sick of this. I'm moving or whatever, and go to a proper city. How far away is this
To London.
these Papa people to the next
They're like the Smurfs. They're very like the Smurfs.
But how many miles away from a place with a normal life going on?
You see, that's a good point, because that's exactly what I was saying. In the show, they show Carl in tribal Peru, but I know I never been to Peru, but I had an idea that it was basically that Peru was pretty much the same as Chile. And then I see tribes and people that don't speak Spanish, but they speak the native indigenous language. It's pretty crazy, and that does make me wonder how far in distance are they? That's it's pretty weird.
Carl, firstly, they don't speak the language.
Right.
So they don't have any practical skills. They've got no experience of civilization. So even if they chose to go and live in one of these cities, what can they do? How can they function?
I think there's some bacteria that has better lives than that.
That's got to be offensive.
Why?
Okay, how about this is one of the weirdest
So
things.
unfazed.
This is one of the weirdest things, right?
I don't think he tries to be offensive with those things. I just think that's the way Carl is. It's not really trying to be offensive or anything. But yeah, the way he delivered it was pretty funny. Look at Rick.
Entire people, an entire race
Just
of
dismiss.
people.
No,
Just
I'm not having a go, but I'm just saying I wouldn't fancy it, is what I mean.
But they
You know what I
don't
mean? We're living
know
in
of
ice.
another world. How can they imagine that they could... Oh, I'll tell you what, this is boring. I'm tired of hunting for food and eating fish from the river. I'll tell you what, I'd like a world where there's iPods and room service. I'm going to go and move to New York. They're not thinking like
I
that,
will
are they, Carl? They
exchange
don't
place
know.
with you, quite frankly. I'm
People
tired
go
of
to these places
civilization.
on holiday now. They like a little bit of danger. They like to see how the others live.
Right.
So all I'm saying is, we know they exist. The Papa people, maybe people aren't going there. It doesn't sound like the best place. I can't imagine it having a tourist board or anything, right? But would they accept me if I popped over there and, with Suzanne?
That's a good
Papa?
question.
Well, okay, this is one of the things that they do, okay, which is a tradition you may have to do. These combi, right, they invert their penises. So they push their penises back up inside their bodies.
Like a sock.
Whoa. Ugh.
Well,
Keeps it out of the way.
Of what?
Well, if you're running through the undergrowth, chasing...
Well, yeah, I guess that makes
You don't want
sense.
it flapping away,
But
it's also become a kind of ceremonial thing. So if
Right.
you're over there, you may well have to try it yourself.
You would have to try it yourself. If you went there, you'd have to try it yourself.
Definitely.
But even cavemen
That
have
has
little
to
pants
hurt.
on. Why haven't they?
Whoa.
Here we go.
Rewind.
Here we go.
What do you mean?
Again, you've been watching the Flintstones.
No. It's just
Is it a leopard skin pair of pants that's actually quite a... Go on.
But it's a well-known fact that they wore like bear pants or whatever.
Bare pants.
He's making it up now.
No, listen. You are qualified.
Well, in what what period of history? Well, no. I don't want to get it wrong, but as soon as people started becoming nomads, they were covering themselves, right?
Anthropologist.
I am not
what-
historian, but
I mean that, whenever you see them on footage or in a museum,
Footage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whenever
oh,
you see
well,
that
Well,
early
it's a bit
documentary
shaky,
footage.
innit? It's black and white as well, isn't it? Caveman footage.
you always see them wearing
What
a
is
little
that
bit of
movie?
fur little pants and that. So what I'm saying is, even though what year is it to these people in the woods?
what year is it?
I mean, I don't know what this conversation
Don't
is
know.
anymore. He's just clutching at straws. His mind, it's like a fly. His mind, isn't it? It's just buzzing round. It's trying to find a window. It is just
It's
like
hitting against pieces of information, but then just bouncing off.
yeah.
Days,
Inverted
different plans.
penis.
Forget it then.
Forget it then. Forget it then.
I was shopping with Carl before Christmas, and we went round sort of Piccadilly and St James's, and there's really beautiful shops around there. And I went in one shop. You had to ring a bell to enter.
Yeah.
They came down, and it's like a iconoclastic sort of shop, and they
Oh.
found things from churches and nearly all Russian 16th century pieces onwards. This beautiful
Brilliant.
carvings and paintings and statues. And I went, oh, it's beautiful. And as I was looking round, I heard Carl sidle up to the bloke and go, "What's the newest thing you've got here?"
Yeah. Sure, that's his first thought.
The
I mean,
newest
that
thing
is the wrong question to ask of a
in
man who's clearly in antiques.
antiquary shop.
Proud of the fact he's got 16th century iconoclastic Russian stuff. To ask, "What's the newest thing you've got here?" I mean, what sort of question is that? Oh, I don't know. Probably the doorbell. I don't know. What does he want to say with my shirt? What were you
hoping
thinking?
for?
And I think it's an all right question because he was saying there's loads of old stuff in there, and he kept going on about the old stuff. So what did
You would
say?
assume he
What's-
would.
What's the newest thing you've got?
And what was
Do you know
the
what he
newest
said
thing?
to it? The other question he asked him?
Right, I guess he was trying to ask what is the latest old the less old, I don't know.
He said, "How often do you get new stuff in?" And I said to him, "Why did you ask that?" He said, "Well, I was thinking, if you got antiques and you sell it all, what's left? Like someone's going to sell all the antiques in the world because they're not making." He said, "Because they're not making any new stuff." What does that mean? They're not making any new stuff.
But I know for a fact no one's ever going to go in there and buy the lot anyway. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I'm not at any point in my life, and I don't think it'll ever happen, will I go, "I need some old Russian wood." Because
It was
that's
brilliant.
Russian
No,
wood.
Steve,
No.
It was beautiful. It's amazing stuff. There's stuff. There's these things from the 16th century, of sort of
churches?
like saints and monks,
Right.
and they're carved
But
and they're.
there's loads of it. It's just all piled up. No one's interested. If I was him, I'd go, "Do you know what? I'm into this, but no one else is. Close shop." Because seriously, it's just piled up, piles
Oh,
upon piles of
God.
like old bits of wood with pictures on it and that.
But
There was
think
one
of a man.
fella-
Just think of a man 400 years ago that carved this.
No, but nobody wants it, do they? I've never heard
It's
anyone
history.
say, "Oh look, it's my birthday coming up. Tell you what I'd love,
What?
bit of old Russian wood." It doesn't happen.
That sounds so
That's what I'm saying.
wrong.
I've never heard anyone saying it like. I've never overheard someone saying, "You don't know where the Russian shop is, do you?" And this is in London where the rates are high. There was this thing, right, Steve? them old drawings on like.
It was like a panel from a church that someone had painted,
right, yeah.
and I think it was like from sort of like 1590 or something.
Yeah.
And it was this a picture of this this saint, wasn't it?
So 1590. It could be from any time, really. So there's this one there, right, leaning up against
So
the wall.
unbothered.
And, most of them in there was that Stalin bloke, right?
Stalin.
This little fella.
Right, can I just stop with there? Lenin.
Right.
Right,
Okay.
all right then.
Yeah.
So he was on all these bits of wood
Right.
and stuff. But I saw this other little face, right? Little fella with a beard, right? So I said, who's this bloke here? He said, the story there, right? He said, it's this little fella, and he got mugged back in Russia.
He got mugged.
This is right, isn't it? This is what he was saying. He said he got mugged.
It's just
and-
that term that I love that term in a 16th century Russian wood. Oh no, I'm being mugged.
So he got mugged.
He got
and that.
happy slapped.
And he said, I've had enough of this, right?
Yeah.
And he went to live in the woods, right?
Oh, the
Made
life.
like a little shed. Stayed there. People went to visit him. And like, if you got a problem, you knock on his door and you go, I'm sick of it. And he'll sort of say, yeah, I know what you mean. I've moved out of the city and what have you. You knock on his...
That is me in 10 years or less. I can promise you that. You will see an update on that. I will live in the middle of the woods in a wooden shed.
Stayed there. People went to visit him. And like, if you got a problem, you knock on his door and you go, I'm sick of it. And he'll sort of say, yeah, I know what you mean. I've moved out of the city and what have you. And he'd make him feel better. And then they go again. Now, why has that man got a plaque? If he was around now, there's no way he'd have a bit of wood with his face on,
I
is
like-
what I'm saying. If someone had got...
I guess we're not getting the full story about this man. You know? But yeah.
fed up with living in London or New York or whatever, and they go, I'm going to go and live in the woods. People wouldn't visit him, and he wouldn't get a piece of wood with his face on, is what I'm saying. But this man is selling it for about, I think it was about 750 quid for this bloke's head.
But the chances are that this is either a well-known Russian folktale, or it
Right.
may even be a piece of classic Russian
He's a
literature.
saint. He was a saint.
oh,
He was
Saint.
canonised.
Yeah.
But everybody was a saint years ago. That seems to be like thrown about, doesn't it? He was a saint now. Naming one now. Yet this fella lived in a
Danny
woods in a hut.
Dyer.
Oh yeah, that's Saint John or whatever. He's not a saint. He's done nothing. If anything, he's sort of said, I can't be bothered with living in a city with everyone else. Everyone else has got to put up with it, but I can't put up with it. I'm going to live in the woods. Well, if you can't put up with it, you're not good enough.
He runs out of breath when he gets pissed.
Everyone else has got to put done nothing. If anything, he's sort of said, I can't be bothered with living in a city with everyone else. Everyone else has got to put up with it, but I can't put up with it. I'm going to live in the woods. Well, if you can't put up with it, you're not good enough, are you? You've got no stamina.
Whoa,
And
this
yet he
in
gets a
everyone.
plaque, is what I'm saying. It's annoying.
Who would
What
you
is
like to
that?
see? Who would you like to see get a plaque in the modern world? Who deserves a plaque, in your opinion?
Probably like nurses and that who do a lot of bad things that I think I couldn't do that. Carrying
Right.
lungs about and all that.
Carrying lungs.
No, but I couldn't do. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, that's true. The subject I always hated the most was biology, just because I cannot stand innards. I don't know, I just get grossed out. Which is ironic considering that I am an amateur boxer and I see a lot of blood, even my own, all the time. But maybe more than I should. But yeah, no, I cannot stand biology and explanations and innards and organs and the reticulous endoplasmatic, whatever the fuck. I always hated biology at school. Never liked it.
That's one job that. My mum
I don't know
wanted
how
me to be a
people can do
doctor.
that for a living.
Whoa! What was she thinking? Oh, what's her expectations like now?
Wait,
What was she?
My mum-
his mom
I
wanted him
couldn't
to
do
be a
it, do you know what
doctor?
I mean? That's one job that. My mum wanted me to be a doctor.
Whoa! What was she thinking?
The reaction is too harsh,
what's her
man.
expectations
Don't be like that.
Didn't fall far from the tree.
Oh, when did she start giving up that dream? At what age did she start going, Carl, you don't need to study your books anymore. Go and play with the worms in the garden. When did she sort of like let you off that
Is
dream?
it the day that she caught you with a spoon up your nose?
That's a story. That's a story.
But anyway, talking of emails and that, right? Nick, who's emailed from Australia, right, Melbourne, he's been going on about dolphins and that, problems with dolphins.
What problems?
Dolphins.
He's just saying when
Dolphins.
that wind happened, there was like a bad wind thing going on.
Hold on, wait a minute. What bad wind?
In America, they had that.
Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was like a little bay
Hurricane
with dolphins
Katrina,
in it, and
right.
that, with
It's a
all
bad
guns on
wind.
them and stuff.
What? Whoa.
And there was like a little bay with dolphins in it, and
Right.
that, with all guns on them and stuff.
What? Whoa.
Because they use dolphins, don't they? They say they're an intelligent animal and stuff.
Yeah.
And they've got them all like, you know, they've all had the training. They're all like ready for battle and stuff.
Right.
Got like rifles on them.
What do you mean rifles?
They've
How
got-
can
they've
they
got
hold the
weapons,
rifle?
they've got-
How can
they've
they
got-
hold the rifle?
No, it's sort of on a strap and that.
What do you mean it's on a strap?
I don't know what they kit them out with, but they're just ready for war. Whenever
What are you
War.
talking about?
Listen, though, that isn't the point. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we leave
But
that
what
one,
I'm
do we?
saying
That's
is-
not the
Don't
point, so
worry
let's
about
leave it.
So they're swimming about. and that,
Yeah,
in this
with
little bay.
rifles.
With
and
guns,
berets.
mini-
Whatever
Miniguns.
they've got on,
Yeah.
ready for battle and stuff.
Yeah, ready for battle, yeah.
The wind comes in,
The wind comes in.
Hurricane Katrina.
makes a wave, and that they get out of the little bay,
Yeah.
still all kitted out with all the, you know, weapons.
You're
and
talking
that.
bollocks.
Steve, do you want to look at the
Well,
email, mate?
there's no
Oh.
way. There's loads of dolphins now swimming round, kitted out
Causing
with
problems.
guns and that, with a strap. How can a dolphin hold a... Whoa. Again, you've been watching Planet of the Apes. Oh, he's trying to talk to us. What's he saying? He's saying, go ahead, punk, make my day. You're talking shit.
It's just
Oh,
news to
that's
say.
brilliant.
He's saying, go ahead, punk, make my day.
No,
You're
Yes,
talking
Harry.
shit.
It's just news to say if there's dolphins, you know, if you see a dolphin in that, don't go, oh, it's friendly, because there's some with weapons now.
Dolphins are not friendly, apparently. I don't know if I got this right. I only saw it like in clips and short content, but it's apparently sharks are more innocent in a way. They just wild animals, right? Beasts, right? So they just act on their nature. But because dolphins have more of a cognitive thought, they can be pretty deranged, apparently, which is wild.
So I'm just reading it out on email. That'll cover it and that. So
Bollocks.
Bollocks.
Carl, can we have some monkey news before I
Oh,
die?
monkey news.
all right.
Oh, chimpanzee that! Monkey news, yeah.
This monkey that was knocking about called Ollie. It was in this zoo,
Ollie.
and it was the only monkey in there, right? And it was getting a bit lonely because like it was sharing its sort of time with, say, an elephant and a giraffe and
No,
that.
it doesn't happen.
And they didn't
Right.
really
No,
get on that well. is what I mean.
wait. They do
No, but
not
let me
put,
just tell you.
They do
let
not
me
put
tell you-
chimpanzees
yeah, but let
in
me
with...
tell you. No,
well, it's
but
not true.
I know
Why
they
would he
look-
share his
no,
time
I
with an
know they
elephant
don't
and a
understand.
giraffe?
Gervais,
I know
it was some kind of flat share. They put an advert in the student union.
Yeah,
saying we
but
need,
I'm
you know,
not-
we've
I
got
don't-
2 rooms to let.
African mammal wanted.
Well,
Not
anyway,
specific.
but
A mammoth and a.
What I'm saying is there was other elephants for elephants to knock about with than that. The monkey, it was the only one there. So what happened is the zookeeper
Right.
felt a bit sorry for him. He started to sort of get
Right.
pally with him. So at lunchtime, when the zookeeper was sat on the wall having his like ham butties or whatever, he'd sort of go, "You all right?" And it used to come over closer and closer. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, within a month, he was sat on the wall having his lunch with him. Right.
That
But
aren't true.
anyway,
Go
so
on.
he's sat
Okay.
there as time goes on. You know,
Yeah.
he's sort of sat with him most of the day. Monkeys
Yeah.
walking around with him, helping feed the other animals and that.
No.
But then what happened is the zookeeper, at the end of the night, when he's like locking up and stuff,
Yeah.
he'd feel bad because he'd be leaving the zoo, and like Ollie's sat there, and he's like, "I'll see you tomorrow," and the monkey's like, "Yeah, all right, see you later." He's looking all fed up because he's got home to go to, and he's still stuck in where he's basically working every day. Right, so he's never going home, right?
Now he's sleeping at work, the
So,
monkey.
so anyway, the zookeeper goes home, says to his wife, "Look, Ollie's having a bit of a time at the moment." So she said, "Oh yeah, what's going on?" He said, "Well, he's just looking a bit fed up. You know, he's sick of it." So she said, "Bring him home."
It didn't happen.
Oh,
so
my
it's
God.
in your head.
So she said, "Yeah, bring it home tonight." So anyway, he's looking forward to going into work and that. He sees Ollie. He doesn't tell him straight away.
He doesn't tell him.
Surprise for him later.
He gets to the end of the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's like, "Get your coat." He's like, "What?"
Get your
What
coat.
do you mean, get
No,
your coat?
but whatever the equivalent is, right? Whatever you say to a monkey, it was kind of like, you know, "You coming with me," sort of thing.
Right.
Oh,
He's going,
that's so
brilliant."
good.
Anyway,
No, he's not.
So
Why
he
do you mean he's going brilliant?
he takes
Look,
it home.
so he gets his hat and coat.
Gets his hat and coat and stuff.
and he
Can't
Go
believe
on,
he's locked,
Ellen.
right?
Yeah.
He goes back to the zookeeper's house. Everything's going well for about a week and a half.
Right.
Treating
A
him
week
really
and a
well. He
half.
sat there. you know, he's having a brandy at night before he goes to bed. So he said to his wife, look, you're at home all day, right?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to work. I'll leave it with you, right? So Ollie stays at home.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Where is this
time
going?
goes on,
Yep.
a little bit of trouble. Whilst the
Oh
fella's
no.
busy at work, Ollie starts getting a little bit cheeky. Tries it on with the missus.
I fucking knew it.
Right.
How does a monkey try it on with the missus?
you
Well,
talking
this
shit?
is classic monkey news. And
How does it try it on with
So
the
he's a
missus?
bit drunk. He stinks of smoke. He tries it on with the missus. How does he try it on with her?
I don't know all the detail.
You don't
on
know
that
any
bit.
of the
I don't know the
details.
detail on that bit.
You
but
don't
all I
know any of the
No, I don't know
details.
the details on that bit.
You
but I
don't know any of the
So
details.
what happened? So while the zookeeper's away,
He
the
gets
monkey
so
did play.
pissed off.
Did the zookeeper's wife reciprocate these affections?
She probably went along with it at first. You know, she's cooking at home, getting the tea ready. That's walking past, pinching her ass or whatever. And it's, do you know what I mean? It starts off just like it does, you know, with humans. Starts off as a bit of fun. Before you know it, you know, split up in the end. Anyway, the zookeeper and the what's it?
No.
And the monkey stayed with the
No.
So, it's all
She
there.
fucked
It's
the
all there,
monkey.
mate.
Your imagination.
Well,
you
look
should
it up.
write stories. You
Get
should
people-
write. You
Get
know.
people to look it up. It's just put in monkey, chimp, Ollie, and it's
Ollie.
all there.
Whoa, that was really short. It's 20 minutes. It felt really short. Oh god. Well, that was good. That was good. I didn't really give any input on this video today. It felt like it went by really fast. Okay, so I found a website called wait, what's it called? SMD blog. I looked behind Monkey News by Carl Pilkington fact checks. And number 3, it's Oliver the monkey stealing a wife from a zookeeper. And it says Oliver, or Ollie as he is often referred to in this story, is a chimpanzee that lived in a zoo in the USA. One day the zookeeper looked at Oliver and saw that he looked fed up. For some reason the zookeeper was allowed to bring him home, which he did. After living quite a while in this house, Ollie started to show interest to the wife in the house, while the husband was at work taking care of other animals in the zoo. Ollie was hitting on his wife back home. End of story. Zookeeper moved out and Ollie moved in with his wife. According to Pilkington, this is the first time a human being has ever lost towards a monkey in the fight for a woman. Fact check. Oliver was a chimpanzee that for a long time was seen as a human-chimp hybrid. A human-sea. However, science rejected this statement. Thank God. Not very much of Carl Pilkington's story seemed to be accurate if we believe that this Wikipedia page contains correct information. Oliver died in 2012. RIP. And it shows a picture of the monkey. I guess I will leave the link in the description in case you want to check it out by yourself. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I today will set a goal for the next Ricky Gervais show reaction. If we hit 20 likes, oh, that it's ambitious, isn't it? But yeah, once we get there, I will upload an episode 5. But yeah, I as always, I really appreciate the support you new subscribers and new people in the comments have been bringing. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And next week from this video, from this date in which it's been uploaded, I will begin Gothic 2 walkthrough on live stream. So, you know, check it out. You might like it. See ya.